Hello, everybody. Well, I'd like to apologize first and foremost for speaking in English. I've learned many amazing things about your country, but unfortunately, your language is not one of them. You might not know who I am, but my name is Beckett. I'm a student who was so fed up with my own country's climate inaction that I fled all the way across the ocean and came to study here in Denmark instead. As luck would have it, my professor here, Esther, happens to be a climate activist herself, and that's how I got to meet her and her organization, and how I found myself in front of all of you amazing people here today. So, I just want to say thank you to Esther and everyone for letting me be a part of your amazing movement. Now, coming from the United States, I felt completely disenchanted with our own political system. How am I supposed to help solve something as existential as climate change when my own government and our own corporations are trying so hard to put their short-term profits above everything else? I became burnt out, a feeling that I'm sure every activist here is well felt. So I came to Denmark, hoping to be re-inspired, hoping to find a society that was somehow better than my own. But while there are many things that are better here than in Texas, it became apparent very quickly that Denmark is not the climate utopia that so many Americans naively believe. Fossil fuels are still alive and well here in Denmark, as we have seen with the government's two-faced handling of the North Sea Agreement. By intentionally placing loopholes within its own climate legislation, the Danish government has tacitly admitted it prioritizes the short-term profit of fossil fuels over the long-term health of its own citizens and the rest of the world. Believe me, it would make an American politician blush. First, it was with Luke and the so-called mini rounds, and now it's with the Hejre field. The petrochemical giant Ineos owns the neighboring field and licensed to Hejre and plans to use another loophole to further expand its fossil fuel extraction. If Ineos succeeds, it can extract another 67 million barrels of oil and 3.5 billion cubic meters of gas from the Earth before 2050. When these fossil fuels are used, it can put 35 million more tons of CO2 into the atmosphere, which is more than Denmark produces in an entire year. But we can beat Ineos and protect Hejre, just like we protected Luke. And like Luke, I believe that you great people will not back down until not only Hejre, but every oil field is closed and Denmark is turned into the green nation that you were promised. Now, I may not have found my climate utopia, but I did find an army of people ready and willing to fight to make it one. You have inspired and guided us as you accepted us into your ranks. So when my fellow students and I go back to the United States, we will use the experience and tactics that you have taught us so that we may expand upon this righteous mission within our own communities. A fossil-free future is possible. And it is only possible thanks to the work of each and every one of you. Sometimes that work may seem thankless, and the challenges may seem insurmountable, but just know that so long as we have hope in the future and trust in each other, our victory is inevitable. So continue to spread your message until it reaches every corner of the world, because in order to have a fossil-free future, everyone has to be Fossilfri Fremtid. Thank you.